Good morning. Happy Friday. We made it. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett here on News 6 Plus. ClickOrlando.com and the YouTube channel. I'm Bridgett Ellison, and it is January 24th. That is hard to believe, but we're coming up on the end of the first month of the year, and it has certainly been a noteworthy one. Plenty of news, including a big weather news. And so we'll be checking in with Candace in just a second about why there's more cold air on the way, actually colder than so far for us. So just brace a little bit longer. We're almost there to a better warm up, but she'll have those details. We also have your top headlines this morning and a live interview at Legoland this morning. We'll be hearing about some new things they're working on and some things that are getting ready to open that you'll be wanting to watch out for as the weather warms up a little bit later this year. So there's lots of things going on there. So we'll check in with them soon. But first, the Pinpoint Weather Center is certainly busy in the off season, as we were calling it the other day. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here. I see you found one more long sleeve turtleneck.
Listen, I had to go so deep into my sweater drawer. I don't think I've ever worn this turtleneck. I think the last time I lived in Oregon. It's just, at this point in time, I'm like, I just got to stay warm. That's all I've got to do. That's just channel the warmth. And like you said at the beginning of the show there, it is going to be even colder later on tonight.
I don't want to hear it.
I know you have a special guest a little later on in the show. We've got events going on starting up this weekend. But the good news is whatever thing you've got going on this weekend, the weather is going to cooperate. It's going to be a lot more comfortable. We're going to have a lot more sunshine. And we could even be flirting with the 70s by Sunday. So For those who are for it, we got you covered. We just got a little bit more time to go. So let's take it to the map. Satellite and radar composite right now still showing that frigid air in place. We have that brisk north breeze that's continuing just to funnel in all that cold air across the Sunshine State. Now look at those temperatures. These are actual reported temperatures. This is what the thermometer is reading out there. 29 in Ocala. We're at 43 in Orlando. Sanford just knocked down 2 degrees. Last check, now at 41 degrees. We're at 44 from Melbourne down through Mico as well. So this morning is a weather alert morning, but we're going to also hold that alert for tomorrow morning as well. We have cold weather advisories. We have frost and freeze concerns with the chance for more widespread frost early tomorrow morning as the coldest night of the winter season is just around the corner. So we do have freeze warnings in effect right now for inland Volusia, Flagler, all of Lake Sumter and Marion County throughout at least about 9-10 o'clock this morning, as there will be that potential. Some of those neighborhoods could be flirting with that 32-degree mark, or like in Ocala, even colder. But the warnings included in the freeze warnings also are under cold weather advisories, but we also extend this advisory to Seminole and Orange County, as this is focusing on the wind chill. Because we have that wind in place, it is feeling like those 20s and 30s out the door. So I love this graphic here because it really shows the story really well. Where the cloud cover currently sits this morning, which is basically from I-4 southward, temperatures are in the 40s because, like we always talk about, the cloud cover acts like a blanket overnight. But notice where temperatures are not under the cloud cover, they're much colder, into those 30s. That cloud cover is slowly making its way out. Highs this afternoon will be into those mid-50s, and then as the night progresses, those clear skies are going to allow temperatures to drop. So right now, wind chill values are in those 20s, 25. That's what it feels like right now in downtown Ocala. It feels like 36 in Orlando at the airport there. Feels like 30 degrees right now in Palm Coast. So throughout the day, not only are we going to be a little warmer, we're also going to be seeing a whole lot more sunshine in the forecast, which I feel like will make things feel just much better. Highs today, again, running well below average. Our average is 72. We're only going to be up to about 55 today. But this is going to be this big story. If you're someone in Marion, Northern Lake and Sumter, inland Volusia, inland Flagler, today's going to be one of those days that if you do have exposed pipes that tend to cause you issues, this is the time that you might want to make sure to cover them, or make sure you've got that little drip in some of your in their plumbing, because there will be the potential that we could have some spots actually getting having that hard freeze in place early Saturday morning. And then frost concerns are going to extend all the way down I-4 as well, as temperatures, look at that, Orlando could be into those mid 30s. And that, by the way, does not even include what the feels like temperatures will be tomorrow morning. And then after that weather alert morning, we're going to be done with the weather alerts. Thank goodness. We are going to be back to nearing 70 degrees on Sunday. We are expecting to stay in the 70s, could even be above average by Wednesday and Thursday, with overnight lows down into the 50s. So again, if you have any weekend plans and you're trying to decide whether or not it's cold for you to do whatever the case may be,
Candace,
it's going to be cold.
those temperatures slipped a little bit.
I know.
Mm.
I know. It's chilly. But again, we got just one more night to
That's what you tell us, okay?
I know. I promise the 70s are coming.
You know, and we had that story about that heater recall, and that was really interesting because it was not a cheap heater. That was a $90 space heater that they're recalling. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's one of the that? You have to really. I mean, whether it's recalled or not, you need to keep an eye on your, because at the end of the day, you leave those on, something pushes up close against it.
Be so careful.
Yeah, I know. So just kind of make sure that you got your heater
and the fireplaces too, because we don't get to use them that often. You have to be careful.
Right. Yeah. So it's okay. We won't have to be using that after tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. It'll be interesting to see how long that snowman on the Panhandle Beach lasts too, that we showed earlier.
I know. I think by this weekend they'll frosted snowman will have to come back next year.
All right. Thanks, Candace. Keep warm. All right. Bye. We want to check in with Trooper Steve. He's got the heating pad and the knee heater and it all going. What's up today, Steve? Happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday. I needed this Friday. Bridgett, I'm in a nasty mood, but we're going to get through
it. It's this weather. We're over it.
Mike, I'm aching. I'm irritated.
Yes,
I just want to punch. I just want to punch the air. Like, it's just, I'm over it.
I will tell you this. 60s. I was going to go in Publix yesterday and it started raining harder. And I just said, you know what? I don't need that sauce that bad. I'm just going to go.
Right. And you just chose peace rather than having to battle that parking lot, I'm sure.
Right. And you talked about how the tire pressure and everything contracts because of the air. So.
Oh, yeah, it's a mess. But good thing is we're not watching too many crashes, people. Okay. It's not like we saw yesterday. We're not dealing with wet roadways. However, it's just stupid cold. And that's what I'm calling it because I'm not a meteorologist. So good thing is that earlier crash we had off of Old Winter Garden has now cleared out. So there's a slight delay out there, but the roadway is back open. So just be careful as you're cruising out there. Again, Old Winter Garden, kind of right on the cusp of the city limits of the Orlando area between Ivy and Pine Hills Road. Ivy Lane is the start of the city of Orlando. So it's kind of like, depending on which way the wind's blowing, who's going to take care of that. But the FHP is going to handle that crash. Your I-4 drive times, east and westbound, they are average this morning. So you don't have to rush out of the house. You just need to make sure you're on time. And surprisingly, no delays along 408 right now. From East Orange County, Waterford Lakes, Avalon, westbound through Azalea Park to downtown belongs to you. I do have a minor crash out in Brevard County that I was watching out here along US 1 over by Cheney Highway. It does appear that has cleared up. And then east of the Sanford Airport, we've got a serious crash off of County Road 415A, kind of towards 415. So it's just north. If I'm speaking Spanish to you and you don't understand what road I just talked about, it's not going to affect you because most of the folks out there know where they're going. And then Narcoossee, we're seeing some delays out there south of Boggy Creek, but this is all routine because that earlier crash has cleared out. So your eastbound drive time from Champions Gate even looks good as well. So Fridays, Bridgett, always better. No crazy weather out there, but like you mentioned, you could run into some tire pressure light indicators coming on today, if it already hasn't happened. So just make sure as the weather gets better, with Candace predicting some much better temps in the coming days, that you do fill your tire pressure back up because it's not just going to increase when the heat comes back. Patrol today will be pretty pretty simple. We've kept some really good, just basic topics to cover for January, just so we get things rolling again. And I'm going to be talking about the definition of what the yellow light out of traffic signal is, or the yellow light in general, and what by law you should be doing when you see that yellow light. So we'll go through that today, and then I'm going to be headed down to Kissimmee afterwards to shoot a promo with our creative team for the Museum of Military History down there in Kissimmee. Get them some advertisement. I'm a board member on that, and then we came into some really awesome grant money from the county, and they were like, "Hey, Steve, do you have a sales division?" I was like, "The whole floor." The whole second floor. So
I would
we're going to be able
imagine
to
that
do
they
some
always
stuff
need
about
more
it.
space, right?
Always. They're always getting stuff. That place is cram packed. And if you're not familiar, it's off of 192 just west of Poinciana Boulevard. Great place if you're ever looking for something to do indoors. So always fun.
So they're open this weekend too?
Yeah, they're open all the time. It's a great volunteer team that keeps them open. But that's a great idea. If you're not wanting to be out in the elements this weekend, hey, go down to Kissimmee, the Military Museum, very family friendly, and they have articles from every conflict that the United States was involved with, up starting at the Civil War all the way to modern day, which is pretty amazing.
That's awesome. Well, looking forward to seeing that. See you then.
All right. I will see you later.
All right. Take care. Unfortunately, we have a fire to talk about this morning that happened at a condo complex in Palm Bay. We have a crew on the scene. Angie Casada's been there live all morning. We're working to learn some more information, but we're concerned because we had heard there were reports of people trapped, and so we're working to get more details on exactly what happened there. But this was just before 1 a.m. Country Garden Condos along Sunnybrook Lane off Babcock Street in Palm Bay. And one of the units was fully involved when the crews got there. According to the radio reports, there were multiple people inside, but we know that they have multiple ambulances out there this morning, and there were some people transported. So we're working to get some more information about if anyone was hurt and the extent of their injuries, but waiting for that, and we'll keep updating you here and on clickorlando.com as well as News 6 at noon. Also, a story from our Mike Valente where neighbors have been meeting with management after a 6-year-old was killed, and the man involved in that crash, they say, was driving drunk, and was a repeat offender. So we have the follow-up now as the residents are meeting with the management of Rock Springs Mobile Home Park.
This didn't need to happen.
That's the sentiment shared by dozens of residents at the Rock Springs Clubhouse. They were there for a meeting where Lakeshore Management gave them the floor to express their concerns about safety. It comes after the death of Emiliano Garcia, pictured here on an OCPS Foundation page established in his honor.
This is a community with narrow roads and no real sidewalks to speak of. And when you talk to parents, they say their kids consistently run, walk, and bike along these roads. Now, there are signs that say the speed limit is 15 miles per hour, but we saw for ourselves that some cars are not adhering to them.
A lot of people are speeding. That's one of the main problems.
Adrian Andrade was at Thursday's meeting, and he says he wasn't too impressed.
So why did you leave the meeting so skeptical?
Well, because, the same stuff kept getting repeated twice, over and over again, and they kept giving us the same answers of, well, we'll see, we'll see.
My main concern is the driving. Like, it had to take a kid to die, for them to wake up. You get me?
Juan Carlos Rodriguez says he did not bother going to the meeting because he doesn't really have much faith in management. He told us that last year he had an encounter with the driver he suspected was drunk, and his 3-year-old daughter was near the road at the time. Emails reviewed by News 6 show that Rodriguez reached out to Lakeshore to get some special safety measures outside his home to better protect his daughter, who has autism.
And what is management saying?
If they had to provide signs for me, that they will have to provide signs for everybody else. Then they stated and they sent me an email stating if I put up the money for the signs that I can install them. And I was like, I don't have money for that.
And while media was not allowed inside the meeting, Orange County Sheriff deputies from the Community-Oriented Policing Squad and Special Projects did attend the meeting in, quote, support of that community. In Apopka, Mike Valente, Getting Results, News 6.
And we'll keep you updated on what happens there. In Osceola County, happening today, the county set to show off some plans for a brand new high school that's under construction, part of a booming area where they're trying to keep up with growth, of course. News 6's Mark Lehman is explaining more about this new school on Nova Road in St. Cloud that will be home to thousands of students.
We spotted crews at this construction site off Nova Road on Thursday. The work at Osceola County's newest high school has actually been happening for months, and that's because there's no time to waste.
What will this high school mean to this area in St. Cloud?
Well, it definitely means relief.
Chief Facilities Officer Dave Sharma says the relief is needed because St. Cloud and Osceola County, for that matter, has seen a boom in growth. The county's population nearly doubled from 2010 to 2022.
From what we have seen, grown significantly more than any other area. So we've been focused on opening schools.
To keep up with the growth, the district built 3 schools simultaneously last year. This new campus, however, will be the first high school built since 2018.
It's a much more condensed prototype. Most of the classrooms are 3 stories instead of 2. So we've gone upwards and brought the footprint in.
With a capacity of 2,500 students, it will help with overcrowding while also meeting the needs of several new neighborhoods in the area.
For generations, building this facility is going to be there to impact the students in that area. And we want what's best.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, headed out to Legoland Live. Welcome back. We have some exciting news from the theme park world this morning. We're going to head out to Legoland with Stephanie Machera. They're at Legoland at Ninjago. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Bridget. How are you doing?
I'm so excited to hear about what you guys have going on because I remember doing a special piece with News 6 back when that park was first converted over to Legoland. I've been here 14 years and, you know, it was with Cypress Gardens. And so that phase is kind of wrapping up and you always have something new. What's going on?
Yes, we just hit our 13-year mark. So that's exactly right. We do have so much happening here at Legoland Florida Resort. And for those who are not familiar, we are nestled between Tampa and Orlando, just a drive away from your audience. I mean, we have over 50 attractions, shows, and rides, a water park, 3 hotels, and so much. A big theme park Florida is also steps away. Right now, we're getting ready to celebrate Ninjago weekends, Bridget. I don't know if you've been able to take out your kids, but my children, who are about 3 and 5 years old, absolutely love it.
Yeah, my kids are still loving Legos. Unfortunately, I have more than I know where to put them, so we've got to get that, sort of figure out a system for that. But they're always bringing home a different set, and I think that my son recently brought one that was sort of a mesh between Ninjago and the Dreams theme. I don't know.
Yes, I love the show Dreams. I also love Lego Ninjago, and this is really for the lovers of that series because you are watching Ninjago come to life. As soon as you come into the park, you're going to want to grab your entertainment guide and you want to follow the path of the dragon. There are 7 different stops, and this is like a scavenger hunt, and you're trying to collect them all because at the end you will get a prize. So it just keeps kids very engaged, and it's truly interactive. You're looking at some video right now from our show, Lloyd's Elemental Challenge, and oh my gosh, you are kicking it. High kicks. You're pretty much on gear because you are checking out these amazing stunts, choreography, martial arts. Actually, the stunt coordinator for this show works closely with Jackie Chan. And if you didn't know, Bridget, Jackie Chan actually voices Master Wu in
Oh, I
the
did not
Lego
know
Ninjago
that.
movie. Yeah, that's a really fun fact. But you're coming out, you're seeing the shows, you're riding the rides. Behind me, we have Ninjago the ride. I love it because you are blasting fireballs and harnessing all the elemental powers to become a master and honing all of that in. We have special character meet and greets that only happen during this time.
Okay.
Kai, Zane, Master Wu. There's so much to see and
So
do,
if
Bridget.
if you're coming out and you haven't been in a while to see these new things in that Ninjago section, do you need to catch them at certain times so that you can get it all in?
Yeah. The entertainment guide is going to be your best friend, and we have that, a printed copy, but we also have it online, Legoland/Florida, so you can see all the times for the shows, for the character meet and greets. Truly, you're coming out here and you can make it an experience. We're a multi-day destination. We have Beach Retreat, Pirate Island Hotel, the Legoland Hotel. You can definitely come to the park, and if you need a quick break or your children need a nap, you can just take a few steps to go into your room, and that's something that you have to love. And Bridget, we have actually new rooms coming in. I can tell you a little bit about that as well.
That's right, because you have the hotels that are more it's like a pirate theme. When you're walking in through the main gate, you see this hotel off to the side with like a big pirate ship. So is that staying? Or,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. That is staying, and I know you mentioned that you enjoyed the Pirate Island Hotel when you did it for one of your kids' birthdays. We have the Legoland Hotel, Pirate Island Hotel, side by side, literally steps from the turnstiles as you're walking into the park. And within those hotels, we're gonna have 20 new branded hotel rooms.
Okay.
We're for the first time getting Lego Duplo rooms, which is perfect for kids 18 months to 5 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, my kids love that flying couch ride where the film, it's sort of, virtual reality, but they make fun of the Duplo blocks because they want to play with all the big kids. And so can you request those rooms, or is it just luck of the draw?
Yeah, no, you can most definitely request those rooms. Those new rooms will be up and running in the spring. So that's just right around the corner. And if you're, you might love Lego Duplo, or if you're a little older like your kids, then you're going to really like Lego Friends or Lego Ninjago, which ties perfectly into the Ninjago world. You're going to be fully immersed if you come out and do that. Stay at the hotel and also do the park. And if you're local, Bridget, you can also look into an annual pass. Annual pass holders get really cool perks. Let me show you this gold headband for Lego Ninjago weekends. That's one of the awesome rewards that you get. And right now we have our bronze pass for just $9.99 a month. That's under $10 monthly. You're coming into the park whenever you want.
That does sound like a pretty good deal, considering, people want to sort of, keep the budgets where they want them for the year, especially this time of year. But you said that you have a new aquarium that's coming. Sea Life is joining in to the property. Sea Life Aquarium.
Yes, that is part of our expansion here at Legoland Florida Resort. Yet another attraction. Sea Life Florida is going to be so special. I mean, the main ocean exhibit is the theme for that is Theme Park Under the Sea. So you're actually going to see fish interacting and engaging with the most popular attractions, a carousel, Ferris wheel, even a coral roller coaster. But there's a lot of meaning and just purpose within these concepts, because it's a safe haven for these fish. So like the little hotel you might see might actually help the animals take cover or shelter. So it truly comes hand in hand as we make conservation, welfare, and education a priority. So we're so excited to have animals. That's something that we haven't done before. We're in full gear.
Yeah, I know. We reported on how Cypress Gardens, that the water skiing element and everything was going to be phased out. What are they going to do with that part of the park? I know that there's that boat ride that's back there that's very popular as well. So what's the plan for like that area? Is that where the aquarium will be?
Yeah, you're talking about the pontoon boat rides, and those are marvelous. So, Sea Life Aquarium is actually going to be, as you come into the entrance within the turnstiles, right to your, literally to your right, that's exactly where the aquarium is going to be located. That's not near the ski show, our beloved ski show. And I know that the park is gearing up and thinking ahead as to what we may see there in the future. I'll have to keep you guys in tune as to what we may see next. A good way to do that is to follow us on social media across the platforms.
Yeah.
Legoland Legoland Florida would be your best bet. So we have a lot of new things coming.
I was really surprised. I was watching a show and learned that actually Legoland has the most parks in the world. Like there's 11 and then 4 more in the works, and I can't even name all of them. But it was a surprising answer. It was a game show I was watching, and so that was one of the things I learned. I don't think people realize how big it is.
No, and we fall under the Merlin Entertainment's umbrella, and there are so many attractions. So we're out here in Winter Haven, but I also have to show some love to our folks in Orlando because the Wheel, Sea Life out there is also part of Merlin, and Madame Tussauds. I just love checking out the wax figures, being able to post and do all those selfies. We have a lot more parks and attractions and resorts that people can't imagine.
Well, this is wonderful info. Like you said, a whole lot to do. Can't do it all in one day. That's why you have a great setup out there to make it sort of a staycation. But Stephanie, very excited to hear about that. Appreciate your time this morning. See you soon.
Yes, Bridget, I'm going to wave to you with our Lego Ninjago sword. Thank you so much.
The kids like that ride with the special powers, so that you do stuff like this. So see you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, you do learn a lot about all the different elements of Legos when you go out there. Appreciate that info this morning from Stephanie at Legoland. So that's going to do it for us this morning. We hope you have a great weekend. Try to stay warm as best you can and enjoy the last little bit of this cool air. We will see you for News 6 at noon. Take care.